over halfway there. Time to talk about part 4 of Resident Evil, and that is Afterlife. This one is the first one to be in 3D, and this one was once again directed by the guy who directed the first one, Paul W.S. Anderson. And this one stars once again Milla Jovovich and the chick from Final Destination, Larter. And this one's about Alice and Claire teaming up to fight off the horde of zombies to get to this ship with a group of expendable characters who we know almost nothing about. There's a little twist revelation about one of them that doesn't really seem all that important. And yeah, that's what it's about. Very simple story. Let's get into it. My positives for this movie is I like the opening with the whole army of Alice clones. It was something that was promised at the very end of part 3, so I'm glad they didn't just like retcon it and ignore it. They set it up at the end of part 3, and this one actually picked up where that one left off. They have all the Alices going after the Umbrella Corporation in Japan, and I like that. They get rid of that concept after the opening, and I understand why, because it would probably be complicated to shoot multiple Alices throughout the whole movie, so they just got rid of it pretty quickly. But I'm glad they continued where they left off in part 3, and I love the look of the sackhead zombie, what do they call him, Axeman. They hire like this almost 7-foot tall dude, jacked, with a big old like anvil axe. It's fucking awesome looking. It kind of reminded me of the weapon in what's it called, Sweatshop. Not a good movie, but gory as fuck. So that's a movie you should check out the kills for, because it's brutal, it's amazing. And speaking of which, this one actually has a bit of gore. Not a whole lot, but compared to the first 3, this one actually has some gory moments here and there. Not a whole lot, but and I think the music by Tom and Andy in this movie is pretty fun, very action movie like, and it just kind of fits the style and tone of this movie. This one's over the top as hell in moments with the action. There is some cool visuals and set pieces in this movie, and it goes by pretty quick, just like all the other ones. They don't have a lot of slow moments, and you know, this whole franchise doesn't really seem to be about building up characters or anything. It's just like zombie action, zombie action. What's the next, you know, action set piece going to look like? It's not about characters, this franchise. It's all about the action. And I like that they actually brought back Larter from part 3, because I like her. I think she's attractive, and I love her in the Final Destination movies. And so I like that they brought her back, and they brought back Spencer Locke, if I'm saying that right. It's Locke, right? Spencer Locke from the third one, but they don't even have her in this movie for more than like 3 minutes. It's ridiculous. They should have had her in here more, which would bring me to my first negative. Why bring her back at all? She's not in the movie, really. It's ridiculous. Does she speak? I'm trying to think. Does she talk in this movie? I don't think she does, so why bring her back? That was just a letdown, and this movie has way too much slow-mo. Like, I get it. It's like trying way too hard to look cool and have all these different, like, Matrix-like scenes with, like, the bullets whizzing by them. Like, it's trying way too hard to be, like, oh, it's over-stylized, and it's way too much. It's way too much slow-mo, and there's a lot of CGI in this movie. That doesn't look that good. There's a lot of CGI shots here and there that it's just like, ugh. Like, that could have been done better. CGI fire, CGI blood, and just, I don't like it. And this one feels the most like a video game, so maybe some people might like that, but for me, I don't like it looking like a video game. Like, the bad guy in this movie, he just looks like a video game bad guy. And the acting is a bit weak in this one from some of the new characters, and I don't care about these new characters because they don't try to flesh them out. They're expendable. It's all about Alice getting from point A to point B and taking Claire with her, and there's just not a whole lot of character development, and I just don't really care about any of these people. But final thoughts, it's still an enjoyable movie. Like I said, it's fast-paced at the expense of character development. You know, it's just go, go, go. The zombies look cool, the makeup on them. It's enjoyable. It's just, like I said with the other ones, it's all about just taking your brain out and just watching the visuals and the action. It's basically a popcorn franchise. So when it comes to Resident Evil Afterlife, maybe just consider streaming it, borrowing it from a friend, or renting it at Redbox. Alright, spoiler discussion. So we get to see the zombie apocalypse break out in Japan. I guess this is taking place during part 1. So when the outbreak was happening in America, it was happening at the Umbrella place in Japan also at the same time. You know, we see the first attack here, and then it flashes forward 4 years later, and Alice and the gang of other Alices track down Umbrella in Japan and are attacking them there, and we get some dumbass soldiers who want to get very close with their assault rifles, like it's a shotgun. They need to get closer. So why are they charging at her with their guns? It doesn't make sense. Just shoot her from afar. You don't need to get so close with it. Like, they're charging at her with the gun. It's dumb. And, just shoot. And then we get this very, like, tropey action movie thing where someone gets shot because they didn't do what they were told to do right away. They hesitated. They like, do this. And they're like, but sir, there's people. Anybody else have questions? Like, just do what I tell you. It's in so many movies. The whole getting shot for hesitating trope in these movies. Just to illustrate how evil the bad guy really is. That he's not going to stand for anyone not, obeying his orders and shit. And the whole, like, any last words thing. Like, really? Just shoot him. Like, she gets all the way up to him, puts the gun to the main bad guy's head. Like, any last words? Like, just shoot him. But it doesn't matter anyways, because this guy's, like, fucking a superhuman. And he, like, injects her with something, gives her this big speech about what it is and what it's doing. He says it's taking away her powers, but I guess it doesn't take away all her powers because she survives the plane crash. They crash into the mountains, plane explodes into bits, but then she just walks out of the fire unscathed, like barely any bumps and scratches or bruises on her. She just walks on out. I thought he just got rid of her powers. I guess he didn't. And then he walks out of that too. I guess she didn't stay around for a while to see if he died too. She just walks away, and then he got out of there too, unscathed. And, then 6 months later, she bumps into Larter, and she's got this red spider thing attached to her, and she, like, lands the plane on top of the rooftop. It's very much Escape from New York. And this is, like, the tallest prison building I've ever seen in my life. It's in L.A. It's like a skyscraper almost, and it's like a prison. It's a pretty big-ass prison. And there's so many torches. There's no more electricity, so they have to use torches. But they have like 1,000 lit torches in this correctional facility. Why do you need that many torches? It's a ridiculous amount. And so, Claire, she has amnesia, so it's kind of mirroring part 1 when Alice had amnesia. But in this one, it doesn't really seem like it's necessary. Like, what does she remember? Like, oh yeah, I was captured, and I don't know, like, what? The amnesia doesn't really make much sense in this movie. These zombies that can swim now, they're smarter than zombies in the Romero movies. These zombies are very fucking quiet. The ones with, like, the tentacles in their mouth, like, they keep sneaking up on them. They make no noise. They don't know that they're there behind them until they're basically getting killed. And then, like, the one guy, Bennett, he shoots Angel for no reason. Why did he shoot him? He just betrays one of his own, buddies there to go steal the plane and fly out of there. Like, I get you want to take the plane, but why did that guy have to get shot in the face for it? He wasn't stopping you. I don't get that at all. Did I miss something? And then the Asian guy, he gets sliced down the middle. It's very quick. Not a whole lot. It's like CGI too, I think, by the Axeman. And, they blow the Axeman's fucking head off. A bullet in the head doesn't kill him, so he's not a normal zombie. But then they blow his whole head off, and that does it. And the cute girl dying first, that was a bummer. The, like, British chick, why does she have to die, like, first out of everybody? And so, they get to the ship, and they find out, oh my gosh, it's the Umbrella ship, and there are bad people here. Like, who didn't see that coming? And, when they encounter the main bad guy, Mr. Shades, always wearing them inside, she, like, kicks this tray of scalpels towards him, and every single scalpel lands in the chair where she wanted them to land. Like, I get she's fucking good at fighting and stuff, but that doesn't mean that she can actually control where these scalpels, but maybe she could, because she does have telekinesis, right? I mean, there's one point where she makes the whole floor in front of her break open. So I don't know, like maybe she was using her power there, but it's like those scalpels wouldn't naturally land like that, like hitting every single one of them on that chair. Like some of them would just hit the doll end, and some would, you know what I mean? Like it's just unrealistic. But this whole movie is unrealistic, so why put logic in that scene? And I thought it was funny, like he throws his sunglasses at the guy, I guess to distract him, but it's like you could just pull the trigger anyways. Like, oh no, he threw shades at me. I gotta. And he catches the shades. Like I gotta catch the shades. I can't just let them hit the wall behind me and shatter, because these are some expensive pairs of glasses. I gotta preserve them. So the bad guy who's been easily avoiding bullets, like Neo in the Matrix, this guy just lets them shoot him right in the face. Why didn't he try to dodge that bullet? He just lets them shoot him right in the tentacle mouth, and then they shoot his body like 100 more times, which I liked. It's like, yeah, make sure he's dead, and then, but of course he's still alive, unless there's just multiple versions of this guy too, like Alice in the opening. And he like tries to blow her up like he did in Japan, but she learned from her mistake from the opening, so she put the purge bomb on his plane and he blows himself up, so hopefully he's dead, right? And Luther, the black guy, you thought he was dead, but he's alive, so I guess he'll be in part 4. I'm not sure how he survived and why they didn't try to help him. Like, they had time. They have plenty of time. I mean, even Alice said that, when at some point earlier, she's like, well, we have plenty of time to waste. Exactly. So just try to help the guy. There's no timer. You just go back up, try to help Luther out. They're just like, oh, we gotta go, move on. You gotta move on, she said. It's like, no, it's like, just go back and try to help Luther. He's right up there. But anyways, so yeah, I mean, they find Spencer, and she does nothing. Like, why bring her back if she's not going to do anything? So that's the end of Resident Evil Afterlife. Let me know what you thought about this movie in the comments below, where it lands in your ranking. And as always, if you like what you've seen here, you can hit this like button and become a subscriber today just by clicking on my cartoon face in about 5 seconds. And remember, it's just an opinion. You don't need to get butthurt about it.